Doesn't smell like anything except for brand new shoes. Yo, what's good guys? This is Chris from WearTesters.com. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel, the only sneaker channel here on YouTube where you come for the review and then stay for the conversation afterwards. Today we are taking a detailed look at these guys right here. This is the Air Jordan 33 SE, also known as the Air Jordan 33 Low. So these guys right here are a brand new revised version of the Air Jordan 33. I personally think that they did the cabling system or the fast fit system way better in these things. I haven't played in them yet, but I've already messed with them. I've checked them all out. It's very, very interesting how they were able to kind of fine tune the exposed cabling, if you will. So these are the original versions, and again, they've just kind of fine tuned everything. It's a very interesting kind of look. I still kind of like the way that these implemented everything more as far as visuals are concerned, but as far as performance is concerned, I think that this just did a better job of the entire concept. So you guys can see that this version has the kind of like overlay flaps and all that stuff, the extra paneling and details. You also have the exposed cables. This guy right here does not have that. Everything is inside, so you can't see anything. And I think that this is just gonna work a lot better. I don't know how well you can see the little like ribbons under there, but basically there's a lot of nylon cables underneath. And so when you pull this guy right here, the cables that are attached to those nylon cords, so like it's gonna have a lot of these ribbons right here, these red ribbons with the nylon wrapped underneath it. It's still like that, it's just you can't see it. So when you pull this in, it's going to pull all of these in and down. So hopefully you guys can see that, but there's extra cables in there. It goes all the way throughout, so they're all in there as well. They're all down here. They basically are like a lot of little fingers with the cables drawn in. So again, when you pull this to tighten, it's cinching up all the cords and it's going to pull all of these red nylon cables down in multiple directions or multiple areas. So you get a lot of midfoot containment, which is great. And then one of my favorite parts is that it wraps around the rear of the shoe, something that these guys did with the additional strap, but this guy does it with one whole integrated piece, and it's going to draw all of that in there as well. So you're kind of getting a fit that does this when you pull that whole cable system down, which is real cool. Again, it fine tunes the entire system, and I just think that it's really awesome that they were able to not really go back to the drawing board, but just kind of like go and tweak things a little bit to where like it's like, this was awesome, but this I think is just gonna be a better functioning version of that. Now, one of the issues that I had with the original 33 was that there's a lot of layering in here. There's a seam, there's double stitching. Then there are the two cables, and they went right in this area. They kind of gave me some blisters in my arches. That's something that this shoe should not do because there's multiple layers in here. So you got a giant neoprene style kind of like boot, and it's all one piece and it hides everything in there. So there's not gonna be, hopefully, any rubbing and friction right there. And the cables still do run underneath that. I don't know how well you can see everything. I wish that I can like take these apart because then you can really see it, but right in there, you can see how many different cables are under there, and they don't run quite in the same line that they did on the last one. So again, I think that that's gonna be better off for me personally, just in the sense of hopefully I don't get all that chafing in there and ripping my arches up. And then on top of that, again, it gives you a much better contained fit because it's kind of covering you from down here, from up here, from back here. So when you pull that thing up there, it's just like a straight jacket, just straight, like gonna suck you into the shoe. It's very interesting. You can actually feel it like as you pull that thing tight, and it's very, very cool, I think. Now, something that I don't like is the way that they kind of like constructed the little pull tab right there. I love the original one. It's just this like kind of elastic band with this little rubber piece right there. It says pull. They have the same or similar style band right there, but instead of the rubber piece, it's this piece of fuse that is kind of like velcroed on there, and this just feels kind of sharp right around your fingers and stuff, so you really got to get under it to then pull it cleanly instead of just kind of like grabbing it and pulling it like you would this guy right here. And then this particular colorway, along with the other one that's kind of like a white and cement version, they're very closely based on the Air Jordan 3, both the black cement and white cement colorways. So you're going to see a lot of that kind of like throughout the sneaker itself. You have that tumbled leather kind of look, although this is not leather, this is fuse. Right there on the toe, you got a synthetic panel right here on the internal medial side, as well as the lateral outside right there. The rear section, a lot of people have been saying like, why don't you put elephant print on the shoe? this is the 33's elephant print. It's not elephant print as we know it. It's more an homage or a tribute to elephant print without being identical. I would love to see it the other way as well. I think the elephant print would look great on these things. And then on the tongue right here, this is clearly the Air Jordan 3's tongue right there, or at least like it's supposed to mimic that. And they've got that in that kind of cement gray and the bright red. And then right here you have a play on the pull tab, the Nike Air tab, if you will, but this is large and exaggerated and all that stuff. So it's just a really big, very functional pull tab right there. The tech specs on these are exactly the same as these guys. You have a Phylon midsole. These feel a little bit lighter. I don't know if they've done something with the foam. I'm not really sure. They're supposed to be a kind of like P-backs. I don't know how to say it. It's a TPU like moderator plate over the unlocked Zoom Air that's right there in the forefoot. You can kind of see it kind of like squared off. It's a very large Zoom Air unit. And then in the heel right there, you still have the double stacked Zoom Air. It's like a hex unit and all that stuff. You can't really feel it back there, but you can definitely feel it in the forefoot. And then another thing that they did that's a little bit different that I think is awesome is that we have little heel notches right there. That's not in the mid-top version of the shoe, but it's in the SE or the low. Again, little design tweak that I think is really great. Now, as far as sizing is concerned, these guys are a half a size up from my usual size, and they do actually fit fine. Like, I know that these were a little snug for a lot of people. I liked them in my true size. I felt like that gave me that really nice, tight, suffocating fit that a lot of people don't like, but I like it. And these guys fit normal. So, you know, I would go up half a size if you have a wide foot. Try them on in store if possible. I've seen the white ones just kind of sitting around like Foot Lockers and things like that. So there shouldn't be a real big reason why you can't try them on unless they just aren't at your locations. But going true to size, if you want a nice snug fit, up half a size if you want a little bit of wiggle room. This particular colorway is releasing. It's going to be available starting on May 3rd. And the retail price on these guys is going to be $160, so a little bit less than these, which were $175. Again, for the refined fast fit system, I do think that that's awesome, especially that they were able to lower the price while still giving you overall the same exact tech specs. You got the same traction, same cushion, nothing's changed as far as the overall package. It's just a little bit lower, a little bit lighter, and a little bit more looking like the Air Jordan 3, which I'm not mad at. Thank you to the good people over at Jordan Brand for sending these our way. We greatly appreciate it. I will be playing in these. I'll give you an updated performance review. Hopefully they're a lot better than these guys, but maybe they're not gonna be much different whatsoever. All I can feel just from a try on again is that the fast fit system is really like fine-tuned. I think this is what they were originally intending on doing with the whole thing, because it just feels better than the other one. But you guys let me know what you guys think about these down below in the comment section. Are you interested in playing in a pair? Are you not? Are you glad that the price was dropped? Or do you not care whatsoever? You're just like, nah, I don't play in Jordan, you know, flagship shoes. I only like retros or whatever. There's a lot of people that are like that. So sound off below, let me know. Again, thank you to the good people over at Jordan Brand for sending these our way. We greatly appreciate it. And until next time, guys, have a good one.
So I surprised Chris by telling him that I really liked these when they came out.
Aesthetically.
Aesthetically, right. I do not play basketball.
I smell sarcasm.
So I can only judge these shoes aesthetically.
What's sarcasm?
That's a really fun word to say.
Sarcasm?
Aesthetically.
Oh, aesthetically, yeah.
Anyways, I thought
that was almost a fake laugh. That was you fluttered into a real one. You were like, oh, that really was funny.
Anyways.
That's fine.
I thought these were really cool to look at, and then I saw these, and I think I like these more.
I think they're both cool to look at. I like the paneling. I love panels.
Yes, you do.
I love overlays. I don't care about really the visual cables. Even though that I think that is cool too. That's something that like it's hard to unloosen or like eject out of these, because like I don't have this to like pull while I eject.
Yeah.
And like the cables are like underneath this big ass strap and stuff, so it's like I gotta like fish in there, and even then I don't even know if I did it, and so it's
You're
like,
just wiggling out?
Basically, yeah. Like it's just like weird, you know? So like I was saying earlier, the way that they did this, it feels like this was the original concept.
Oh, totally, when you were explaining the story to me. So I'm really glad that these came out. I even like my coffee mug holder handle back here.
That pull tab, man, that's excessive.
I love a good pull tab, and it looked funny at first, but I've embraced it.
It's just, I dig what they were going for. I still don't think I like the execution of it, but
I didn't see it at first, and then I was flattening it out, and I was like, oh.
It is the Air Jordan 3.
I get it.
Yeah, it's got the little ribs up there. It's got the Nike Air on it. It's rubber, you know, but like.
I don't see the back of a 3 though as a pull tab. Like
that's the thing though, is like when I see all of these Jordan models, this is where the Proto, what is that shoe called? The Proto React.
Your garbage shoe?
The garbage bag shoe, yeah. This is where like that shoe to me doesn't fit in the mold of, you know, what Jordan Brand does, because there's always a element somewhere of the lineage or heritage of the brand, which is part of, you know, running a heritage brand.
Right.
You know, when you have a new model, and like I've been with Jordan Brand for a long time, like buying their products and stuff, but like there'll always be a model, even if it was just the flagships, the first 8 models, like you'd be able to see where it was kind of derived from, or
yes.
you know,
the
evolved,
evolution.
yeah, where it evolved into. That's something that I've always liked in their products, because some of their products are some of my favorite products as far as shoes are concerned. And so it's like when I see this, it's like, oh, that's cool, that's from the Jordan 3, or oh, this is cool, that's from whatever, right? And so when you have a shoe like the Proto React, where it's just its thing, like I get that you got to do new things, I understand that, but again, you're a heritage brand, so everything that you've ever done has always been new plus a tribute. And so it's like when you do that and then there is no such tribute, and instead it's a weird flight story, like a space, and I'm kind of like, why? Because like this has got the same story attached to it, so it's like weird, you know what I'm saying? And like I get the flight thing because Jordan flies, it's Air Jordan, you know, I get that, but like all they needed was a little design element in there.
They needed a nod.
They needed a small nod, and that's what I'm saying is like that shoe to me didn't have that, and so it was weird to see that there's new shoes coming out where the 2x3, dope looking shoe, right? And a lot of people like it, like as far as like the comments on WearTesters, that shoe straight looked like a little bit of this shoe, it looked like a little bit of the 22, a little bit of 3, it's got the Jordan Hustle tooling to it, so it's like it's got nods to it, you know what I'm saying? And like as a fan, you're like, oh, this is, I played in those, that's dope. Or like, oh, I remember the shoe, like the 22 with the camo thing in the back, like those things were weird. To see that again, it's cool to have that nod, but it still looked like a new shoe. And so that's what I like that the brand usually does.